Hey, what's up? Okay, so this one is the number one way to know you are not ready to be signed. Do you know what it is? Can you guess? The number one way to know that you're not ready yet is that you're still asking questions about writing. You're still asking, can I do slug lines like this? Can I do a montage, and how would I do it? How is it okay? You're asking for permission again. Is it okay to do flashbacks like this? You're asking all these kinds of questions. You know, how many is the most narrative lines I can do? It has to be mostly white, right? You're still asking all these one-on-one questions. That will tell you right there that you're not ready to be signed. You're not ready to be presented to producers. You're not ready to be presented to the studio execs. And on the flip side, the same is true for the people that are adamant it must be done this way. You can only have 2 narrative lines. Your slug lines must be like this. Flashbacks must happen like this. You know, the script Nazis. Let me give you and you know what pro writers do? Whatever the fuck they want to. Let me give you an actual example. Here's one of my scripts, right? Look at all this shit This is page 1. This is page 1. Over black, the sound of a man whistling Rod Stewart's "Do You Think I'm Sexy?" Boom. Your script's dead. Pass, right? Pass. You're already breaking rules. My first line is I'm breaking a rule. Then I smash into, and then I mention the song again, only louder. And then close up, now I'm directing on the page. We've barely gotten to page 1. Then the image widens. Now you're directing more. What? Dude, you can't do that. Then what I do is 8 lines of narrative. 8 fucking lines on page 1. Guess what? Can you see that at all? I don't know if I'm holding it right. That's what page 1 looks like. Dude, you can't do that. You can't do that. Do you know who is attached to that script? Have you heard of Bella Bajaria, who is the head of global for Netflix? She was the studio exec on that. You know what she said to me about that? Nothing. After multiple meetings, development meetings, she said not one word about that. That's not what they care about. I've had slug lines like exterior, asphyxiated darkness. That's it. What? No, you can't do that. You know who said shit about that slug line? Told me, no, shame on you. No one. You have writers debating this shit, slug lines, all this kind of nonsense. And that's a number one indicator that those people will not get signed. Those people are not ready to be out there. Because they're arguing about shit that doesn't fucking matter. You know what matters? Is killing it on the page. How did you get away with that? How did you get away with 8 lines on page 1? That's how you open. How the fuck did you get away with that? Because they thought it was fascinating. They thought I took command of the page and boom, I hit him. Then you can get away with shit. Take command of the reader It's you know, when you're first going on with the script, it's a read script only. It's not the shooting script. So who cares what you say in there? Yeah, I used a song that is probably impossible to get. Who cares? It set the tone, and it was the perfect choice. You know, so ask yourself, are you still asking yourself questions about, like, you're asking how to write, but then you're also asking, but how do I get an agent? Dude, you're not ready then if you're asking those questions. You just aren't. You know, like in my beginning, when the first time I got signed, and you're reading all these books and everything, like how to write a screenplay quickly, how to write a screenplay that sells immediately, all this kind of shit. You know what books I read before I got signed the first time? None. You know what I read? Scripts. That's it. Just thousands of scripts over 10 years. Read scripts for 10 years, only scripts, no books about script writing, none of that. Then I read a script, and then I get signed. Off of one script. So, you know, going into the new year, if you're reading books and shit about how to write and you're sitting here arguing about how to write, fuck all that. In my opinion, one guy's opinion, fuck all that. Go read a bunch more scripts. You know, go read some like Tony Gilroy and shit. Learn that way. Like one of my favorite lines from Tony Gilroy is when he's like, in Born Identity, when he's like, in one fluid blitz of movement, he disarms the guy and the guns against his head, or whatever the line was. Quick, you know, and we get it. And it's like, we get from that Bourne doesn't even know how the fuck he did that. He's kind of like, what happened? You know? Versus, you know, you see like newer writers, like he reaches out with his right hand and grabs the guy's left arm and turns it to the side and pulls his fingers back. You see what I'm saying? Like, dude, like that's clumsy. You don't need all that. So anyway, getting back to the point, that's how you know. If you're still debating writing and you're still asking about writing, you're not ready for an agent. So just be okay with that and just go read a bunch of scripts. And then once you feel like, I don't need to read any more books about this, I don't need to ask any more questions, I'm gonna write my scripts my way or the highway, that's when you're ready. Because you're gonna show confidence on the page, and they're gonna overlook the bullshit like rules. They're gonna overlook it because they don't care, because the vibe is coming through. Your voice is coming through. Okay, so good luck